Hello. Welcome to another tutorial on Windows Server 2012 configuration and administration. Let's do this as quickly as possible. If you are watching this video as part of the ongoing series of tutorials, meaning there is something in this tutorial that you like, you can help us by sharing this and our other videos. Please click the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't watched our last video about configuring the Windows Server as a domain controller, you can watch it by clicking the link in the description. Okay, things to remember before we continue. First, to be able your client machines can connect, or be a member of the domain computers, take note of the static IP address of your domain controller. This will be served as the DNS IP address of the computers joining the domain. Second, remember also the root domain name of the Windows Server. As an example for this tutorial, we will be using Windows 10 as the client, and Windows Server 2012 as the domain controller. Both are running on a virtual machine, but the process is the same when applying this in the actual setup. Now, before joining your client machine to a domain, change its computer name, and set the static IP address, since the DHCP server is not yet installed. See to it that it is the same network as your Windows Server network segment. Here, we will name this machine as Client 01. It is recommended that the name of your computer to be used is related to the name of your organization. It can be associated with the name of the office, a laboratory, or anything which is related. As explained in the second video, you can name your computers anything you want. The only purpose is, it is easy for you to identify every machine that is part of your organization. After naming your computer, you can restart now so that the new computer name will take effect. Or, you can restart it later after assigning the static IP address. For the static IP address configuration, we will set its IP address to 192.168.254.11. The subnet is 255.255.255.0. Our gateway is 192.168.254.254. Remember, configuring your IP address, and your gateway, and the IP address of your server, will depend on what network you are using. Take note that these are only an example. Lastly, let's use the IP address 192.168.254.1 of our server as our DNS IP address. Now, restart the client machine for the new computer name to take effect. You can check the computer name by issuing a command ipconfig/all from the CMD. As you can see, the computer name is already Client 01, and the IP address of this machine is 192.168.254.11. Okay, let us check if both the server and the client machine can ping each other. In this case, we can verify if both machines are connected to the network. Let us ping the IP address of the server. Good. We can ping the server from the client machine. How about from server to client? It seems there is a problem on the other way around. There is one possible reason for this. It could be the Windows firewall blocking the ping request. Let's disable the firewall of the client machine and check if it's going to work. To open the firewall settings, type control-firewall.cpl in the CMD. Or simply type firewall in the search box from the taskbar, and click Windows Defender Firewall. Then click Turn Windows Defender Firewall on or off. Now, click Turn Off from both private and public network settings. Click OK, and let us check if we can now ping the Windows client computer. There, we can now ping both machines. To join this computer to a domain, open the System Properties or type sysdm.cpl from the CMD. In the System Properties dialog box, click Change. Click the member of domain, and type the root domain name of the Windows server. In our case, it is local.ph. Then, click OK. Type the user that has any privilege in enrolling domain computers. Since this domain has no other users yet, we will use the administrator account of the domain controller. Click OK, then a confirmation that this computer is now a member of the local.ph domain. Click OK, and restart the computer to apply the changes. Congratulations! Your computer is now a member of the domain computer. You can now log in using any of the domain users, but still, you can use the local account user to this computer. We will discuss enrolling new users, their rights, and access in our next video. Now, let us verify the domain computer. There, it is already a part of the local.ph domain. Also, in the domain controller, open the Active Directory Users and Computers, and click Computers. The client 01 is already registered. In addition, to avoid system time issues in the future, see to it that the domain computer time zone, time, and date are synchronized to the Windows server. We can configure the time synchronization automatically via the group policy. For now, we will configure it manually. Adjust the date and time and check the time zone of the Windows server by right-clicking the time and date in the notification area. Here, we will use the +8 time zone, since our country belongs to this zone. Check if the time and date are correct, and change if necessary. On the domain computer, right-click the time and date in the notification area and click the Adjust Date and Time. Use the same time zone of the Windows server. Also, change the time and date if necessary. If the date and time cannot be changed due to some settings are hidden, or managed by your organization, like this one, since it is already part of the domain, we will change it via the CMD. Open an elevated command prompt. Type CMD in the search box, press Ctrl+Shift, and press Enter. Or right-click the command prompt, and run as administrator. Then click Yes. Type the command time and press Enter. Input the correct time in 24-hour format, and press Enter. The time is now the same with the Windows server. Type the command date and press Enter. Input the correct date, follow the format provided by the system, and press Enter. Anyway, we can change the format to the month/day/year in the Windows display language. There, the date and time of both machines are already the same, but the display format of the domain computer is different, because it used the format day/month/year. It doesn't matter. To change it, Open the time and language from the settings in the Start button. Click Region and Language, then change the Windows display language to the English United States. Done. Our next video is all about creating a new account or domain users, assigning user rights, access, and home folder, creating groups, and many more. Please subscribe and click the notification bell for new video updates. Thanks for watching.